Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, and Bast the Kitten. Granted, she's the largest of all my cats, but she's also the youngest of all my cats. So there you go. Her ethnic background, her species background, is still a bit of a mystery, but Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, is shaking his head, and I don't know what he means. And he's totally confused me, so I'm going to keep going with the video. Like I was saying, she definitely has something in her feline background, species-wise, variety-wise, breed-wise, that accounts for her being a big girl. She doesn't let it stop her from doing anything. Believe me, I've seen her do some things that I'm like... Anyway. So this is the... okay, what's going on, girl? Are you staying, going? I do not know. So in the meantime, this is the official video for the Pride Tarot Knight of Swords. And of course, I'm going to have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audio-visual person for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of the back of the card design, the incredibly beautiful and gorgeous back of the card design that I love, love, love so much, because love is love. And I'm also going to do have him do a close-up of the front of the card design, which is the Knight of Swords, illustrated by Caroline Kaplan. And now I'm going to switch this card to my left hand, so that with my right hand I can show you the card in which her artistry first appeared, which is trump 4, the Emperor card. And it's been a while since we've gotten to this point where I've come across one of the artists more than once. So in the video description, in the description box for this video, I am going to include a link to the Emperor card video. But in the meantime, while Bast just hangs around, I'm sorry, Bast, I needed to use my left hand again. Let me read to you what Caroline Kaplan wrote about the Knight of Swords. Oh, this is a very short description. Okay. The Knight of Swords brings a message of fortitude and discernment when facing challenges. The knight thinks everything through and considers what is just and right before acting. The Knight of Swords card is an extension of J. Caress Studios' lesbian/queer major arcana deck, depicting a strong feminine energy on a card, usually depicting a male figure. I actually forgot about her deck. So, you know, and although I haven't made it official, my intention is to buy every tarot or oracle card deck illustrated by every person who illustrated a deck in this collaborative deck. I just haven't started doing that yet because other things have been going on, and my monies have needed to go elsewhere. So here's some of my intuitive insights about the Knight of Swords. First of all, for as long as I can remember, the Knight of Swords card to me represents the spiritual warrior. And I also look upon the Knight of Swords as one, specifically the client, is looking to either deepen deepen their spiritual practice, deepen their spirituality, or they are going to begin learning something new. Or it could be relearning something metaphysical, magical, mystical, spiritual. Because phallic symbols in the tarot are representative of creativity, I also look at the Knight of Swords as one who is being guided and led to be more creative in the deepening of their spirituality. You know, and since it's an air sign, since traditionally swords relate to the element of air, and specifically Gemini, I would traditionally associate Gemini with the Knight of Swords. I feel that it's also about using anything connected to the element of air, including but not limited to incense, as a way of being more creative in one's spiritual expression. I really love this deck. I mean, I could go on and on and on about this deck, but I don't have any other intuitive insights to share. The one thing that I will say about the only thing I'm going to say about the Knight of Swords is that it's also about moving forward. Because traditionally knights are about moving forward. They're about messengers, messages, so it could be an indication of something moving forward. And I do find it interesting to note that now the sun is in Gemini. The sun is in Gemini. The Knight of Swords is astrologically connected to the sun sign Gemini. And 2022's tarot card of the year, the Lover's card, is astrologically aligned with the sun sign Gemini. So there's something really, for lack of a better term or phrase, interesting and illuminating happening with regards to all of the cards that correspond either directly or indirectly with the sun sign Gemini during this Lover's card year, regardless of whether or not you have sun, rising, or moon in Gemini. And for the record, I have no planets in Aries. I have no planets in Gemini. So, and I have noticed that I've been spending more time with my journals. I've been feeling more communicative. I've been making more phone calls than I would prefer. And so I'm feeling these Gemini characteristics. I'm feeling these Gemini activities, and they're physically manifesting and showing up in my life, even though I have no planets in Gemini. So I want to thank US Game Systems for offering the Pride Tarot a collaborative deck, which was published in April of 2020, proving that there were some good things that happened in 2020. And I also want to thank all of the artists, including Caroline Kaplan, for illustrating cards in the Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck. To all of you in YouTube land, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. And thank you for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos and everything he does as well. Thank you so much for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, and for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. Thank you to those of you who have scheduled your sessions, including the Gemini who scheduled her session with me in June next month, and to those of you who are going to buy me a coffee, as in thank you in advance to those of you who are going to buy me a coffee, because I haven't seen any coffee purchases lately, which is why you in YouTube land have not seen any live videos from me lately. I start receiving more coffees, I start offering more live videos, because that higher internet payment is not going to pay by itself. I would love to go to the internet service provider and say, I'm ready to pay my monthly bill. Who wants to have their reading first? I'm not hooked up like that. It's a damn shame, but that's how it goes. So good night. Have a wonderful evening, have a beautiful week, and stay tuned for the next video.